A major flood event is developing for the southeast coast. Beach erosion, coastal flooding, storm surge are all possible over the next 5 to 7 days. And this system will try and get pulled out to sea, but it could come back. I'll go over this system and the dangers it could bring, including major flooding in this video. It's CBS Cyclone Saturday, September 26, 2025. I actually want to start off with Hurricane Helene last year. So it made landfall a year ago yesterday as a Category 4, 140-mile-an-hour hurricane, and then it made its way into North Carolina as a tropical storm, 45-mile-an-hour winds. But the winds weren't the thing that brought devastation. It was the rain. It produced around 30 inches of rain in western North Carolina. I think it was 30 inches if I remember that correctly. And it brought utter devastation. It was the costliest natural disaster in North Carolina history. Words cannot describe the devastation left behind by Helene, but today is the 1-year anniversary, so I just wanted to point that out, just to remember the lives lost in Helene. Tropical Depression 9L developed into a tropical depression earlier today. But previously it was a potential tropical cyclone, but now, before it wasn't organized enough, but a potential tropical cyclone is just a system where the National Hurricane Center needs to issue alerts to alert areas that there is a tropical storm or hurricane heading for their area. But now it is organized enough so that it is also a tropical depression, should become Tropical Storm Imelda by later tonight or tomorrow morning, and it is forecast to quickly move up to along the Florida coastline. And then by Tuesday, it should start to stall out off the southeast coast, off of South Carolina, Georgia. And then it will be dumping quite a bit of rain, although it really depends on how close the system gets to the coast. If it gets closer than the eye wall, maybe the eye wall or very inner rain bands will be dumping heavier and heavier rain, depending on if it's closer. And it could be a very bad flood event. I'm not sure the extent of it quite yet, but it will likely produce lots of rain, and this is going to be a very hard system to forecast. So I'll keep you updated over the next few days. I will show you the forecast models later in this video. Hurricane Humberto currently has 160-mile-an-hour sustained winds. It rapidly intensified yesterday. Overnight, it stayed at 145, which is a Category 4 hurricane. But it is now up to a Category 5 hurricane. This is the second Category 5 hurricane of this hurricane season. And if you look at the eye, I will show you the infrared satellite imagery later in this video. It is perfectly circular. It is forecast to further intensify to 165-mile-an-hour sustained winds, and then should start to gradually weaken over the next few days, and then should dissipate by the 2nd of October. Wow, we're almost in October. This month has gone by fast. And this month has been mostly quiet until these systems. Starting with the GFS model, for forecast models, they show soon-to-be Imelda stalling just off the southeast coast, very close, almost near Georgia, and then it really depends if it gets any closer than that, and you see those darker, almost a dark red, almost a black color. If you see that, if it gets closer and that stalls over land, that is going to be very bad. That could easily produce 10 to 20 inches of rain, if not more. And then the system is also forecast, the GFS model is forecasting that this system does escape Humberto's pole and then starts to head back toward the United States. However, another frontal boundary pulls the system up to the north. But the European model shows a similar scenario, except kind of a different outcome, if that makes any sense. That doesn't really make any sense, does it? So they show some of the heavier rain bands getting over land. Charleston, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, all not experiencing good stuff. This isn't a hurricane isn't good anyway. They show the system also escaping Humberto's pole and then hitting the Outer Banks, maybe not the Outer Banks, but the coasts of North Carolina as a weak tropical depression, or as a weak tropical storm, or maybe even a tropical depression. I will be monitoring this system very closely. Back to the infrared satellite imagery, starting with Tropical Depression 9, soon to be Imelda. The hurricane hunters are actually flying to this system right now, so they should give us some wind readings on the system to see if it's strong enough to get a name. But earlier today, a hurricane hunter's flight did find that it was organized enough to become a tropical depression. And then Hurricane Humberto, this system is a Category 5 hurricane, and look at that eye. This system is absolutely beautiful, and and you can say it's beautiful because it's at the moment not affecting any land. In fact, I want to save this as a GIF. I might create GIF. So that should download onto my computer. But back to the end of the video. So I'll be tracking all this for you. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and see ya.